First of all, Jared, thank you very much. Please
Thank
stick
you, man.
around.
We appreciate you
got
coming
a lot
on.
of we got a lot of more topics to talk about, guys. Please, if you're new, like, share, subscribe to the channel. This is a safe space right here. We talk all DC. We talk pop culture. We talk a little bit of everything when it comes to the geek world. And right now, we're going to transition to a different franchise that is beloved to my heart as well, just as DC, that is not getting the love that it should. But before that, I'm going to drop something here. Hold on. I saw somebody here. Oh, Kenneth Gardner. I have all 3 Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I have not read them yet, and I will say the comments like Saturday, make DC.
Yep.
There you go.
Any fan of Snyder's movies, any fan of Snyder's movies will love the Absolute Universe.
Yeah. I'm definitely sold now. All right. Let's do a drop, and we move on to the next one.
Yo. You got a gift, my friend. You got a gift. Oh, yeah. You saw that there was something I was trying to do, and you figured that out. That's why you are who you are. God bless you. You got a fucking gift.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I really don't.
Yes, you do.
You got a gift, Jared. You got a gift.
Yes, you do.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Yes, you do.
All right. 007.
Oh God.
He said,
why can't we have good shit? Why?
Because the world's not supposed to make sense.
It only makes sense when you force it to.
Force it to.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
We're gonna force that shit now. All right. So, all you James Bond fans out there, unfortunately, we're not going to have a James Bond movie because Amazon wants to woke it up and MCU it. And I'm like, no, thank you. James Bond, first of all, is a man. We're not going to have a James Bond female girl. No.
Thank you.
We're not doing that. James Bond is a male.
Wait a minute.
James Bond
doing?
What?
Is that what they're doing? That's what I'm saying. You're saying they're woken it up. Are they changing the character?
That's what. So okay. So basically, so the rumor on the streets is that Amazon and Barbara Broccoli are not getting along because Barbara Broccoli is trying to protect the essence, which is James Bond. Which, like I said, he's a man. He's a womanizer. He's cold. He has He's fucked up in the head. He doesn't care about anybody except the mission. But Amazon wants to woke it up, spin it off, do side stories, blah, blah, blah. MCU it, basically. And there's and obviously nothing's been in development. Everything's been installed. So even a few years ago, it was announced that the guys that I forgot the name of but the same company that did the Hitman games, World of Assassination, the latest one, they were supposed to develop a 007 game, which was going to be something similar to Hitman, but James Bond style. We haven't heard nothing for that in a while, and now we know why. Probably because of this, because there's an issue with the IP.
Yeah, it's been
there's no issue with the IP. They're just trying to.
Essentially, what you're saying is there's no Bond. There might be a 007 agent, or whatever, but there is no more actual.
Yeah, but here's
Ian
the problem.
Fleming's James Bond.
Speaking of the general audience, whenever anyone hears 007 at this point, they only think of one name.
Yeah.
Look what Sin Havoc just said.
A lot of IPs are about to go on the open market. 007 is looking for a new home. Oh, wow. So who has 007 right now? What studio has that one?
MGM, Amazon, right? MGM. But MGM. Amazon bought MGM.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So unfortunately, yeah. So again, this is a trend that's been happening in a while now with all these IPs. We saw it with Star Wars. Star Wars is dead, and I love Star Wars. It's dead.
Yeah.
Marvel is on life support.
DC
Liar
The minute
support as
they
well.
killed everyone off and continued the story, I was like, I'm here for Iron Man. Where is Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't have to kill him off. You could have just put him in the background. You know?
Or,
That's it. Retire him.
Or, like they did in the comics, turn him into a blue AI. They did that in the comics. Did you know, by the way, that at Marvel Studios is considered a red flag on your employment application if you are a regular comic book reader?
I read Marvel. Sorry,
That explains a lot about their current movies, doesn't it?
We don't have a lot of openings at this time, but we appreciate you coming by, Rocks. But we don't have any room for
At
for
Marvel Studios.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
So here's here's the thing. Also, here's my pitch to solve this James Bond issue, because it is a problem that needs to be solved as soon as possible. Call this man right now.
Christopher Nolan.
oh hell yeah!
I would
Problem
Yeah.
solved.
take that. I would probably
Immediately.
take Nolan 007. That'd be
Problem
amazing.
solved. And it's
This
done.
man
Problem
has
solved.
been advocating to take over the Bond IP forever.
Mhm.
He
And
can
this
give you at least 3 or 4 bangers.
I could see Universal
And
pitching.
all billion dollar.
Oh yeah!
Minimum.
You know what? If Bond goes on the market as Sin Havoc was suggesting, I could see Universal pitching for it. I really could.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And now I'm against MCU and the shit out of James Bond, but I'm not against giving it maybe a TV show, because and also take him back to the 60s. Take him back where James
yeah, I'd like
Bond
to see that.
was James Bond, a spy during Cold War era. You do this with Christopher Nolan, who's already has a great track record and proved already with Oppenheimer.
Can you
that he
imagine
can
get
do.
him and his brother to produce a TV show and write it and create it, bro? If
Well,
you
with
see,
and not only-
all you got to do to see what Nolan would do with James with James Bond, just look at
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
Mhm.
That's that, except obviously without the bat costume, but still, it's that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's Tenet also.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Inception.
Yeah.
Those
All of
shots, all those visual shots that you guys see. If you're a real James Bond fan and you've seen all the movies, there's a lot of visual sighting of the
Yeah.
surroundings.
I think of see, and that's what I love about these guys, both him and Zack Snyder. They're two completely different directors, but both of them, both of their works speak volumes. Like, so when I think of Christopher Nolan's films, his Batman films, his Tenet, Inception, I think of his movies are smooth. You know what I mean? Like smooth and fluid. Zack Snyder is visceral with his, you know what I mean? Especially with his Batman characters. He's more visceral. And if you got these two guys, imagine these two guys being at Universal together.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Come on, bro.
I mean, look at
Universal.
look at this. You're telling me that the man that has this portfolio of film,
That's all of those are pretty much James Bond movies rolled up into one. Each one telling its own story. Look at that. Every
Yeah.
single
you got
one.
Moonraker. You got what else you got here? You got damn it, Interstellar. That's Moonraker.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what else we got here? Damn, there's so many stories.
Yeah,
the-
like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Them would be like his Casino Royals and his
Yeah, I was about to say
that would be
his
Inception.
Spectres and all
That is
that.
100%.
Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is 100% the Daniel Craig Bond. That is 100% that.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
And
just,
look, you
just,
got-
looking
you
at
got-
just looking at the Tenet artwork, that to me looks like a Bond poster. Like just looking.
Yeah.
at it.
does.
It
Oh,
could
yeah.
be. Yeah. Yep.
And hell,
Just switch
even
switch up the Tenet
I
with
would-
the 007 and just put the 007
Yep.
in there. Yeah.
even if Robert Patterson, which is he's also a Brit, I could have seen him as a maybe potential James Bond. You know,
Oh hell
but
no,
hold it.
no man.
I trusted
I'm not gonna
Christopher
hold it
Nolan
now.
would. I know he would pick the right one because Christopher Nolan said himself his best James Bond of all. And when he said Timothy Dalton, I was like,
My
okay.
ears perked up. That was my Bond in the 80s. I told you, man. Timothy Dalton. He was the closest, by the way, in the book. If you ever read the Bond
Mhm.
books, Timothy Dalton, even if he only had 2 movies, he was the closest to the character than any other character that came out. This guy right here. And then they pretty much
Yep.
tried to duplicate that with Daniel Craig and all of that. So yeah.
Exactly, Dan. That's exactly. We could do it, and you could put. You had Christopher Nolan did Durkin, so that was World War One, right? Durkin.
Dunkirk.
Okay, whatever.
Done.
Dunkirk. Yeah, Dunkirk. That was World War One, right? Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely have a Christopher Nolan do a World War II era of James Bond. You could do 3-4 films, and you can spin off to TV shows. And since people complain that we need a female Bond, you already have a female Bond. You already have one, Moneypenny.
Yeah.
Moneypenny was fucking badass in the Daniel Craig era.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Moneypenny, being a secretary, but in reality, she's also a badass spy. We already had that with Agent Carter.
That's my problem. Whenever you have people that saying, "Oh, we need a female this, we need this," I'm like, no, use the characters that already exist. You have these characters for a reason.
If you want a female version of this or that, you got to create your own version of that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, it should be a new thing, a new IP. You shouldn't be leeching off of the old IPs.
Even Gal,
they tapped out after 80 years. Rocks. Think about back when Hollywood first became a thing, when California was all dirt and these people were moving out west to be superstars and movie stars and shit. It's like they ran out of ideas. It's like the well is empty.
Why do
They're
you
like,
think
you can't think of anything original. You can't sit down, make up a name of a character, give that character some traits, and then give that character a world to do their thing. And you can't do that. I can do that. So how come you can't do that?
It's not that they can't. What I think it actually comes down to these days is you have too many money people involved, and the money people don't want to take risks on new things, right? It's the committees. Yes, exactly. Perfect. You just said it perfectly.
Well, to the committees, start reading the comics, because right here is all the source material that you need.
Right there. Yep.
And this isn't James Bond. This is Moneypenny. Existing characters. And Moneypenny before, she was not badass, but they made her badass on the Daniel Craig era, which was perfect because
when Heart of Stone
can
came
evolve. Heart of Stone.
Yeah, when Heart of Stone came out, they asked Gal if what she would think about a female Bond, or if she would ever consider playing a female Bond. She goes, "No, I'd rather women have their own thing."
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Exactly.
By the way, kick-ass film. By the way.
Mm-hmm. It was a good movie. All right. Any last comments in regards to this subject, gentlemen? James Bond, what do you guys think? People in the comments. Are you just as pissed off as I am? Because just DC and James Bond, those are my guys. I do like Marvel too, but those two are dear to my heart. And if you fuck them up, you're gonna get my wrath.
Oh well, yeah, they've already killed 2 of my favorite franchises so far. They killed DC, obviously. They killed Terminator. Terminator is my franchise, and they destroyed that. And now
listen. Terminator Zero gave me hope. Terminator Zero.
Terminator Zero did give me hope. Yeah. So and I was telling Costello, Mission Impossible. That's my jam right there.
Yeah,
that's my jam right there. I love that entire franchise, man. So they did good. They in my opinion, they did really good with that franchise. Yeah, there was a couple that weren't like super awesome.
Yes.
Cavill could have been
James Bond.
And you know what? I was going to suggest that, and I was going to say I would actually love to see Cavill work with Nolan. That would be phenomenal to
That
see.
would be like the smoothest, man. That would be
Dude,
awesome.
like
Yeah.
Zach have both their phone numbers. It only takes his one and no introduction.
Like, cause
Who knows?
you know, a lot of these directors like to use the same actors. They've established relationships with these guys. That's why you see a lot of the
Plus,
same actors
guys-
in the movies. But
Plus,
I would
guys,
love to
we
see
don't know
that.
what's going on. Plus, we don't know what's going on.
Mm.
You know why we don't know what's going on? Because they're not all over X Twitter all day talking about what's going on.
Isn't that the
so
truth?
we
Isn't
know
that the
something
truth?
could be going on, but yeah, we don't know because we're not supposed to know. So there you go.
Who was it that said Cavill? I want to give him a shout out. Who was that?
Oh, shoot.
Sin Havoc.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
Sin
Yeah, dude, Sin Havoc. Exactly. Great suggestion, bro. Shout out to you, homie.
All right, so Sin Havoc, I'm gonna give you a drop because you know I love you, buddy. I'm gonna give you. Ooh, this is a good one.
Everything within the law.
And then what are you prepared to do? If you open the ball on these people, Mr. Nash, you must be prepared to go all the way. Because they won't give up the fight until one of you is dead.
I want to get Capone. I don't know how to get him.
Want to get Capone? Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago.
That's such a dope movie. That's such a good movie. That was Kevin
That is
Costner,
a
right?
movie.
That's
Yep.
Kevin Costner, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the OG 007.
Mhm.
Yep. They had also what's the name? Andy Garcia.
Robert
was
De
in it as well.
Niro, Andy
Robert De
Garcia.
Niro was in there. Yeah, they had some pretty heavy hitters in there too. It was pretty good.
Yeah.